morning, everybody. It's Bernie here from Stamp and Eat, and welcome back to another Friday card making session with me. And I hope you have all had a wonderful, wonderful week. So I am going to show you this very simple 3D paper project today. We're going to be making this gorgeous bag. It's quite a generous size bag. I would say you can probably fit a reasonable size bottle. Let's have a look. Or a reasonable size gift. It fits about 21 centimeters, and that's with me folding the edge over there. So you're going to need 2 pieces of 12 by 12 designer series paper. You can also do this with cardstock, but I do find the designer series paper is particularly striking for this project. And I usually use a gift bag or paper rather, that is either paper that I don't like, but this is not the case in this one, or I use paper that I'm not going to be able to really use with my card projects because maybe the colors don't really suit what I want to do, or it's just paper I do love, which is the case with this one. So these are the stunning papers that are in the annual catalog, and they are called, let me just go and fetch my catalog for you. They are called the textured chic paper. I don't know if you can see it over here on page 134 of the annual catalog, and honestly they are stunning. But for this project I want to use some of my Christmas paper that is in my stash, and this is from the Boughs of Holly. So you're going to need 3 things for this project. You're going to need a paper trimmer, a paper scorer, or actually 4 things, 5 things, a bone folder, a pair of scissors, and a strong adhesive glue. And on both sides of the paper, you are going to cut your one side at 11 inches, and you're going to leave the 12-inch side. So if you take it to the 11-inch mark and trim that off, just set that one to the side. And that is all the cutting you're going to do for this project. Then if you bring in your paper scorer, or you can use your Stampin' Up paper trimmer if you want, but I just prefer to use my scoring tool. On the short side, you're going to score at 3 inches and at 10 inches. And on the long side, you're going to score at 3. Now, it is really important that you get these measurements correct, because the 3-inch mark, so I'm just going to take that to 9. This is going to, that is the base. I don't know if you can see, that's probably better. This is the base, and this is going to be the extra trim that you're going to adhere your 2 pieces together. So bearing in mind that we're going to bring this together like that, just needs to be kept in mind as to where you score them. So we're going to go again at 3 inches and at 10, and I turn this around, and that is going to be at 9. All right, so you're going to be putting your bags like that. So that is all the scoring you need to do. So you're going to now burnish, and I want the green side up, so you're going to burnish all your fold lines towards the inside of your bag. So do pay attention to which side you want out on your bag. And if you are making a directional paper, you need to make the widest part you need to cut at the 12. So I hope that makes sense. so that they go in the same direction. All right, so now I have a wide flap and a narrow flap, and I have my bottom, and on this side I have the narrow flap, the wide flap, and I have my bottom. So what you're going to do when we cut this shortly is we're going to piece them together like this. So it's just, again, just being mindful of when we trim them, how we're trimming them. On this, let me just turn it over to show you. On this square that is formed, you're going to come up to the score line, and I do find it easiest is if you just wedge this in. I'll just try and turn this so that I can see myself on the camera, and just wedge it there. And you're going to cut away this rectangle in the corner. Okay, so I'm going to leave that one there. And same over here. This rectangle is going to be removed. And this square, I'm coming up to the score line and I'm wedging. Now from memory, I've had this box recipe for over 10 years, but I do believe this box recipe was originally inspired by Sam Pootles. So I do wish to give her credit. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our adhesive, and I do like to use my silicone sheet for this, and I prefer to use my Stampin' Up! Seal Plus because it's really sturdy. So you're not going to necessarily get the whole thing on your silicone mat, but you're going to certainly get a lot. Just wind that up and come down and do that little flick that I've spoken to you about. Now you're going to come and match the top of that bag with your score line. So you're matching the top, you're matching the bottom score lines, and then you're just adhering. Okay, and you're repeating it on this side. So a strip there. Strip there. Now for this side, what I like to do, apologies, I bumped the camera, is I like to flip it over and create a flat surface, and then I am literally just bringing this tip over and matching the score lines up and adhering, and there you have the beginning of your box. Now all that's left to do is to bring in these flaps, looking where your seams are. I usually try and keep the seams going in the same direction, but sometimes it's not always that easy. And you're going to glue. I like to put 3 lots of glue. And as you can see, it's a bit of a tricky one, this last one. And I'm coming in. You can actually, I might actually do that side. Usually I don't, but I think I'm going to for this bag. I'm just going to lightly glue that first. Oops, oops. Fingers are getting glue, so I'm going down, because I don't want this to be sticking out, if that makes any sense. The trouble with stamping seal though is once it's down, it's down. It's not like your Tombow. I'm making this look harder, but it actually isn't that hard. Let me just lift this up. So that's going down, that's going down, and I'm going to put my bone folder in there just to give it a nice bit of sturdiness. And then what you're going to do is you are going to take the edges and you're just pushing the paper gently. It will naturally go over its own, pushing it in like that and just pushing it in. Now what I did with the other bag was I decided to actually give it a bit of a fold, but you don't have to. You can punch holes through this and put some ribbon, but I am actually going to give it a bit of a fold again. So just a nice fold using your burnish folder, giving it a nice strong burnish, and there you have your gift bag. Wasn't that super fast? So you can really decide as to, you can put a bow on this now. I actually might just go and do that. I'm going to go and grab some evening evergreen and I'm going to bring in some parakeet party. Just give me a minute. All right, so I've just grabbed some ribbon. I thought let's just bring in some bling to tie in there. So I'm going with the parakeet party because it's got a nice shimmer to it. It looks Christmassy. And I'm just going to cut this ribbon in half. While I am doing this, I just want to say thank you so much to all of you that have been subscribing over the last few weeks. My inbox keeps pinging because you are all subscribing, and that just brings so much joy to my heart. Thank you so much that you are loving my content. My husband said that when I reached 200, I needed to celebrate, so we went and had ice creams a few weeks ago, and then he said to me that if I get, or not if, but when I get to 1,000 subscribers, he will treat me to dinner. So, hey guys, I'd like to go and have dinner with my husband. So, if you want to just hit that subscribe button and share my channel with your crafty friends, that would be awesome, because then I get to have dinner with my husband. That would be so cool. So, I'm just splitting this ribbon. And I'm actually going to see if I can do the same. Maybe not. We'll have a look. So I'm going to add that in. And I'm just going to make a big bow. Just with all those colors together that are nice and shimmery and bright. And tie those in. And you can pop that. That one's a bit longer. So I hope all your Christmas plans are coming together. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I was just looking for that loose bit. Going, where's that loose bit? Awesome. So we've got a Christmas bow, and I'm just going to use some of my glue dots and pop it over there, and that is my bag, all beautifully made. That looks like a wonky bow. There we go. Just get that ear in there. The Christmas bag made in a flash. That took less than 10 minutes to make that bag. So if you don't want to put the bow on, you can always just remove the bow. You can do what you want. This is your bag. So have fun playing with this. See what works for you. I might just go and change that bow up a little bit afterwards. See what works better for me. Might want a big bow. You might want to even have a play with making your own ribbons. So whatever works for you. So I hope you enjoyed that. So that's a beautiful gift bag idea. There are lots of other ideas on my blog, so do go and have a look, and I'll just run through those measurements. You need 2 pieces of designer series paper or cardstock, 12 by 12, each of those to be cut at 11 by 12, on the long sides to score at 3, and then on the short to score at 3 and 10 inches. And do just remember when you are putting them together to make sure that you create that overlap before you cut them. And trust me, I've done a boo-boo a few times where I haven't checked which one goes on which one. All right, so that's me for this week. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Next week, I'll be back with some other Christmas ideas that you can wow your family and friends with. And remember, until we meet again, stamp, eat, sleep, repeat. Bye.